Hey guys, welcome. We're outside today. Need a little sunshine. We've been doing a lot of healing work and we've been facing the shadow energies face to face. Met up with the devil, and thank you guys for joining me to do all this work for the collective. I know that mission work is not easy. I know that creating these new templates for New Earth is a lot of work. And we need to heal from that. Now, the last couple of readings, I managed to piss a lot of people off with the messages that I've received. And, we were talking about detoxifying the body. We're detoxifying the body in order to be there for the mind and to allow the spirit to help our soul expand. We're being there for the body right now. The body needs us. And, I get it. I get it. We've created these templates where life fucking sucks. And then we want to feel better, right? We're angry. We don't feel well. So we have a drink, we smoke some pot, we pop a pill, and lo and behold, we're feeling better. Life isn't such a hard pill to swallow. But there are times in our life where we're faced with a challenge in order to be there for body, mind, soul. And this is one of those times that I'm being shown that we're in. And people deal... Guys, sorry, I got a hair stuck to my mouth. People go through this stuff. This is stuff that people go through. And we're experiencing this right now in the collective to, once again, to be reflected back to us what we need to see in order to connect, heal, and expand. And there are many times people are faced with illness and have to detox the body. In whichever way. There are people that have to go and get major surgery done and have to detox. Have to, create a whole complete new patterning for self. And, is it fair to them? I'm sure, there are many people that say, I want to do this. I still want to be in the templates of old earth. I still want to be doing this. I still want to be doing that. And you know what? But I can't, because I've been faced with this challenge. I have to create this way. I have to do this. And it's just about recognizing that we're eliminating a lot of the selfish charge here. I need. I want, because life sucks. What we're trying to do is make life suck less so we don't feel the need. We don't have this need to feel selfish because we feel separate. And that's what it really is. We feel selfish because we feel separate. And we just want to make up for what we're lacking. But what we make up for what we're lacking, there's a lot of times we're not doing what we need to do for self in a healthy way to expand. And spiritual quests are about expansions and doing harder things, being challenged to go against the grain, to be walking up the mountain when everyone else is driving on the freeway. And you know what? So many people are driving on the freeway right now. We're walking up the mountain to raise the vibration with Mother Earth. And if you even look at Buddhists, Buddhists do not even eat garlic because it creates too much stimulus. And they just want to be expanding on their spiritual quests just with spirit. That's hardcore. I couldn't imagine not eating garlic, but they truly believe and stay away from things that cause stimulus, so they're not feeding that space. And overstimulus, that's connected to the devil energies, and that's what we're trying to heal for with the collective. We know everything is about moderation, everything is about balance. People want to be told what they want to hear, and when you start sometimes getting close to the truth and pushing buttons, people are triggered and react. They don't respond. And I'm always going to be truthful with the messages here that I receive, guys. I'm not going to do anything here for a popularity contest. That's not what I'm called to do. And if you need to be angry with me for a message I've shared, that's something for you to heal with and heal from. But I understand what it's like to have others' wounds projected on me. I've been there, done that, have the t-shirt on that too, and that's why I'm here, and that's why I'm built to do what I do. I understand this. You know what? Here we're having this reading facing the devil energies, and I decided to have a drink. I smoked some pot. fuck this, fuck that, fuck everything. Let's burn it all down. And then you know what? I realized who's suffering. I'm suffering. The earth is suffering. Like, I care about the animals. I care about the earth. I care about you guys that join me here to heal, harmonize, and raise the vibration. Like, I really care about what we're doing. But it's really hard here sometimes. And we're human. And we have to forgive. And we have to forgive self. And you know what? We have to really have some fun. I feel like all we ever do here, to me, is like, and we're always shifting the negative here. And that's part of what we do, guys. This is part of our job. But you know what? I sometimes feel like I meet here and it can get a little depressing, because I feel like sometimes I work really hard for things to be high vibe. I want to have a little fun with you guys. And then we have, you know, these serious topics. But this is what we're doing, and because we're strong enough to do this. You know, not everyone's strong enough to do this. And we find a humble charge within that, because we're there for others that are not. And through our strength, we're inspiring others to see their own strength. And that's what this is about. That's what we meet here to do. Thank you, guys. Okay, now we received a message. So we're doing solar plexus healing, and then that's exactly what we're talking about, where our personal power comes from. Yes, you know what? We've had a really rough day. We want to just go on a bender, go on a tear, feel better. But we're going to find our personal power. And this is when we feel called to do so, guys. This is what you feel called to do. And you know what you feel called to do, because it's calling you. And for all of us, it's going to be different. We're all unique. We're all healing and coming back to one in our own unique ways. So what I may be doing in my path, you may not be doing in your own. But I know part of my family lineage that I'm healing from is addiction. Okay, so we are purifying our soul right now. 6 of Cups, that's what that is. Getting back to self, getting back to one, getting what it's like to be a baby. And we discuss, you know, if it's not safe for a child to put within, don't put it within. Really got to do our research. 4 of Pentacles. This is the solar plexus healing that we are working on. And this is how our solar plexus are feeling. They're feeling in pain. Look at this. What do you call this stuff? I mean, well, guys, I should know what this stuff is called. The thorns. Look at these thorns. We're tying these thorns up so they can't harm us anymore. Putting them in a bunch. Okay? And that's connected to the King of Coins. The King of Coins is helping us to do this. Yeah, for real. And the King of Coins is helping us to face the devil energies, to remove our masks of authentic self, authentic tune, because what we're getting to is authentic tune. So we're removing what's not authentic, what's not of self, so we can create this authentic tune. And hey, you know what? We all have choices, right? We can choose not to evolve. But is that really going to help us at the end of the day? I mean, guys, this is all about what you feel called to do. The devil's connected to the star right now, and the star is what's offering healing. This is connected to the energy of Aquarius, and we will be sharing this message in a second here. Now, we're going to let go with the 5 of Swords. We're letting go. We're letting go of what we're being called to let go of. This is allowing us to find strength to manifest our divine inheritance. And to do so, we're going to have to work with the trickery of the matrix, the trickery of the mind, the trickery of self. We understand that what we're doing matters. All this energy that we're creating with, all these patterns that we're creating with, it's being left here for the collective to feed off of long after we're gone. So we see the clarity, we see the light. We're using our connection to the divine. We're using our connection to the light to manifest with, and we restore balance, and that is connected to our 10 of Coins, our divine inheritance. Part of it, the other part of it being our 10 of Cups. Now, I'm going to put these cards back into the deck. We're going to get a shuffle, and they're going to speak. We're going to let them charge, and I'm going to read the message of the star. The star. Hope, inspiration, self-esteem, and generosity. The meaning of the star: hope, new possibilities, positivity. And that's what we need. We need a little positivity around here. If you think about how the star follows the brutal death, devil, and tower cards, the positivity represented in it is a pretty stunning accomplishment. Everything has changed for the person holding this card, and yet this complete turnaround hasn't broken them down. In fact, the opposite. The searing experience of complete personal transformation has left them a new creature, wide-eyed and wise, lighter for having shed their personal demons and false beliefs. And this is what we're doing. The world is a hopeful place to the star, and she is generous with her experience, freely telling the story of her transformation to those who are just beginning their own journeys. Now, this is a sign to use your recent harrowing experiences to help others. It could also be an acknowledgement that the searing fire you just survived has left you feeling a little unsteady, and a nudge towards hope. You've survived, you've changed, and you are ready to move forward. You're wondering where you go from here, anywhere and anywhere at all. And this is exactly the time we're in, guys. You know it. You know if this message is resonating with you. And it makes complete sense because I've been called to have the Sacred Destiny Oracle here and the Transformation Oracle. Now, let's just see where we're moving forth to, and then we're going to let the tarot speak. So where are we moving forth to? We're changing direction. And our experiences, we're going to share them with others so that others can expand with them. That's what we're being called to share, our experiences. Where are we going? Where? Well, that landed right on the book. Let's see where we're going. We're going to enter the flow. So we're entering the flow. We're not going to fight it. We're going to flow with it. That's thanks to the moon. We're going to focus. And it's connected to community. Flow. Meandering river. A meandering river is a waterway that curves, bends, turns, and seems to swing side to side as it flows forward. Viewed from above, it looks even snake-like. Meandering rivers are dynamic as they wind their way across valley floors and bring life-giving sediment to new habitats. The word meander was derived from the ancient Meander River, which flows into the Aegean Sea. The Greeks created symbols for meander that have been described as some of the most important symbols for the ancient Greek culture. They represented the fluid movement of water and the internal flow of all of life. The twisting patterns were also thought to represent the serpent, which was the symbol of healing. Hence, our present-day symbol for doctors is the caduceus. And that's true, you see the caduceus everywhere. And you know what, guys? I don't really want to sit here and put down the healing properties of marijuana. I really want to represent myself properly. You know, marijuana and hemp and, CBD oil can change people's lives. These oils and tinctures. But this is not just for everybody. Our bodies are all unique, and how certain things affect us is all different. I know a girl that I didn't believe her, she smoked pot and she just couldn't function, and I just didn't believe her. But until I saw it, I know a lady that was very ill and tried CBD oil and had a massive reaction to it, and it was not for her. Like, not everything is for us. This is why we have to feel called to do what we're called to do. And I want to say right now, first and foremost, I know that plant medicine changes people's lives. Now, I know people are saying out there cocaine's the plant, but we mix this with a whole bunch of chemicals and snort this crap up our nose or whatever else we do with it, right? We're creating a high that we want to get from the divine. We're artificially after that. And this isn't about what's artificial. This is about what's natural and real. Now, there are times to hold on tight to the shore, and there are times to enter the flow. And I was thinking about that because I've seen the caduceus on marijuana packages many times. That's just where I was at with that, guys. Now, the sacred landscape wants you to know there are times to hold on tight to the shore, and there are times to enter the flow. Notice where life is going and move in that direction. Watch for signs and follow them. Don't resist. When you go with the flow, your life force expands and healing on all levels abounds. And guys, this is true. When we fight the flow, we're just resisting and wasting our energy, putting ourselves further within the pit. Don't resist. When you go with the flow, your life expands and healing on all levels. This is also time to release the old, limiting patterns. Forgive, let go of the need to be right about your beliefs. And that's where we're at. If you aren't feeling the smooth currents of life, it might mean that you're being self-critical or judgmental. When you enter the flow with gratitude and love, you will find blessings surrounding you. You will enter into a state of grace and healing, and it will abound. And guys, this is too, you have to be nice to self. We have to allow shape-shifting. This is not about being perfect. Rome wasn't built in a day. We heard this saying, right? This is shape-shifting. This is doing the best we can every day. Now, focus. Snowy Mountain Peak. Mountains traditionally represent transcendence and spiritual evolution. They also symbolize rising above mundane situations and reaching greater heights, and that's what we're doing. We're in the energy of the hanged man. We're going without to add the generous charge and expand, and it's about our transcendence and spiritual revolution. We're reaching greater heights. The snow, the peak, represents pristine clarity. Mountain peaks are often the destination of spiritual pilgrimages. Many cultures believed that the tops of mountains were the resting points of the gods and celestial beings. Right up there. I love the mountains, guys. They're so sacred. You know what? There's a lot of noise. I gotta go see if I can get us some more quiet. The sacred landscape wants you to know what you focus on is what you pull to you. So put your attention on what is worthy and which is worthwhile. Concentrate on one desire. Direct your intent to one thing rather than being scattered in many directions. When your thoughts and actions are unfocused, it dilutes and diminishes your forward movement. It is much easier to gain results when you are concentrating on one path. Gather your inner resources and with intensity and passion go forward and upward, and you'll see results. This is also a card of spiritual transcendence and traveling to higher realms. So stay focused as you elevate your higher consciousness. You are close to the heavenly realms, and we are close to the heavenly realms. This is what we're doing. And it's connected to community. Ancient forest. The towering ancient trees in a forest looked distinct from one another. Yet beneath the surface of the earth, their roots are intertwined. The roots act like kind of a communication system throughout the community of trees. Instantaneous messages travel through this underground system. Nutrients can travel on this network. Now, that's very symbolic to us being the trees and the nutrients traveling between each other, the information, the energy. Now, the trees at one side of the forest can supply the nourishment required for the other side of the forest. And that's what we're doing. We are the trees. We're doing all this expansion work, creating these new templates, rising, working with the divine, because we're nourishing the rest of the collective. We're creating nourishment for them. We are the worker bees. And we are creating within our communities the sweet nectars of life through the negative, I might add. So we're taking the negative, we're adding the positive charge with the divine. We're creating the sweet nectars of life through us with our energy, and we're feeding it into the collective energy field, and it's nourishment for the rest of the collective. And that's why we are detoxifying the body. That's why we are detoxifying the mind. That's why we are working with spirit to expand through the soul, to nourish the rest of the collective. And that's how we add the positive charge, and we're able to be humbled for whatever we have to go without on our quest. You know, shamans go on their quest and they don't have access to, they go in the forest, no food, no water, no protection. It's a spiritual quest they're going without in order to expand. And that's what we are doing. Many of us are going without in order to expand, to see what we need to see, to create what we're lacking. We're creating it. And then we're manifesting, we're calling it back through our energy field. Now, they've also shown me that, as twin flames, this is very true too. It's like, two trees beside each other, one being each counterpart, and our roots being directly connected. And I even drew the vision that they showed me. I'm going to show you guys. This is the vision that they showed me. And this is counterpart energy. One counterpart and the other counterpart, and how we're connected. And so we're connected through our root system. And even though we may be leading separate lives, we're always connected. There's symbolism in this. We're going to be building off of this. Now, the sacred landscape wants you to know, let's get this little warning. Danger at one end of the network is communicated to the far end of the intertwined roots. So if there's any danger, then they're connecting to even warn each other of any danger. Very spectacular, guys. Now, support is all around you. The sacred landscape wants you to know. Even if you're not consciously aware of it, allow yourself to be supported. Give encouragement to others. The more you allow yourself to be supported, the more your dreams can come true. If you believe that you have to do it all alone, you will. Your true family is not just blood relationships, and we're finding this out. Sometimes the strongest family ties are friends who know who you are. Sometimes they are your ancestors and soul family who reside in spirit. And for many of you joining me here, that's the case, myself included. This card speaks of finding your community and your people. It is a card of remembering that your people are at your side, believing in you, loving you, and standing strong beside you. Call on your community and ask for their assistance. They are only a thought away, and this is true. This is, our soul tribe members we're working with in our community, our ancestors that have crossed over. I know I work with my father. That's part of my path. All right, we're going to get these cards to speak. We're going to see what's happening here. The sun. And there it is. We expand with the light. The sun. Solutions. Clear-sightedness, hope, and self-awareness. After the murky uncertainty of the moon and the searing trauma of the death, devil, and tower cards, finally the sun has come out. With the sun comes light, vitality, and above all, awareness. You can finally see the truth with unbiased eyes. In the clear of the daylight, the world reveals itself to you. And finally, after the arduous journey to get here, you feel equal to the task of living in it. Thank goodness. And boy, do we ever need this energy to revitalize us right now. The sun, in so many ways, is the opposite of the moon, with all of the latter's veiled pearls. But the sun wouldn't feel like such a victory if you were not so infinitely familiar with how it felt to stumble in the dark. The longer you've been wandering in uncertainty, the more you can appreciate this sudden, glorious surety. And boy, do we ever need to feel the surety of the light right now. This is going to help us expand. The Eight of Cups, the connection to the sun and the moon. We're following our synchronicities and signs in this Eight of Cups to get to where we're going. The Three of Cups, this is connecting to the vibration. We're connecting, we're ending the fight or the disconnection between body, mind, and soul. That's what they're showing me this is about. And it's connected to the Queen of Cups and the Three of Swords, dealing with our heartbreak. We can't manifest here. The Queen of Cups is helping us, is working with the moon and helping us to follow our synchronicities and signs. And it allows us to see the light. It allows us to see the truth and expand. We're putting an end to deception. We're putting an end to trickery through the Two of Wands. Our great revolutions. We're going to allow this grand change to take form and manifest within our lives. And it's through temperance. And that's thanks to Sagittarius energy being at play from the full moon. And that's who we're working with here. We're working with the Queen of Cups and temperance. And temperance is helping us to balance those karmic scales. We need that. Now let's see what's being activated. Okay. You know, they showed me the Queen of Stones and she's here. All right, we have the Blasted Oak. This is what's being activated. And it's connected to the Five of Stones, our endurance, which is the Five of Pentacles. We're having endurance. This is connected to our lack of. We're having our endurance to expand. Look, we're talking about going on a vision quest. You know, shamans going on a vision quest. And they're being initiated. They're out in the woods. They have to find, you know, make the fire. Find the water, protect themselves right there. And that's connected to the Nine of Vessels. And you know what? I forgot to share this. This was the card that they had. I have it right here that they asked me to share. So we're working through the Nine of Vessels from this tarot, the Wild Unknown Tarot. And we're working with the Knight of Arrows, Hawk. And that's the air energy. This experience, our lack of and enduring through this to shapeshift and transform it, is going to help us to create our wish fulfillment. We're going to create the positive from the negative. Goes back to how we create love from fear. The Blasted Oak. Position on the wheel. The Blasted Oak is placed at Lammas on August 1st and beside the woodwork in the inner circle of the wheel. It's associated with the full moon and the elements of fire and water and the concept of sacrifice. There's everything we just discussed. Right there, guys, being activated. A figure falls from a severed branch of the lightning struck oak. Flames dance around the falling figure, turning the hair to flame and burning the bonds that appear to have tied the person to the branch. As the figure falls, attached to neither tree nor earth, the powerful lightning energy changes the very air with dancing fingers of the light, and seeks to earth itself by passing through the figure and shooting from the outstretched fingers that seem to be reaching for the ground. The meaning. Just as the universe has the power to create, so it also has the power to destroy, and this is what we must understand at this part of our expansion. The sudden catabolic power of natural catastrophe and disaster is unimaginable. Wow. So it's just obliterated. With a sideways flick of its tail, the hurricane can uproot a bridge, just as a shudder in the earth's crust can reduce whole cities to rubble and send tidal shock waves around the world. On the human level, we build our seemingly indestructible technical endeavors and civilizations off theory, believing they are immovable and eternal. We wrap ourselves in the trappings of power and position, but in the end, we own nothing. We only borrow from the time we are here. All we truly have is what we've learned. And this is what we're finding out. This is the time we're in, as we're watching everything around us crumbling, everything we've built crumble. We're seeing what we really have. We're really being left with what's left. That's real. That's of us. To make sense of what's next. This image combines two of the traditional tarot cards, the Hanged Man and the Tower. And that's exactly what's happening, guys. Here the great forest oak is shattered by the power of the storm. For those who have climbed the tree and lashed themselves to a branch, the fall may be very long. So too the arrogance and pretension of material life may be torn apart by a single act of nature or fate. And that's, everything has been torn apart by a single act. Fate is playing out. Maybe a series of events. But the fire blasts the limb and also burns the bonds that have held us in a position of false security. Just as the hanged man is caught in a state of divine sacrifice and linked to the threefold death, here in the blasted oak, the three itself is shaken and scared. Likewise, the tower is shattered by the storm, and believing in the illusion of material power can only end in spiritual isolation, stagnation, and collapse. But even as we fall, the power that floods our senses with pain also cleanses and burns away the illusions of falsehoods. As our hands reach for the stable earth, the power grounds itself through us. Our senses are alive with the heat of the fire. Our emotions are ablaze with passion. Perhaps we had forgotten the intensity of desire, the need to keep struggling for understanding. The essence of true strength and enduring spirit cannot be bought with gold or a position or grandiose esoteric theory. It is found in the ashes and flames of nature's own wild card. Guys, wow. Like, just wow. You know, this is the blessing. This is a true blessing and gift. Here we are discussing this, and this is the information we are seeking. Read here. Thank you, Spirit. This is connected to our roots and branches, the primal force, curative destruction, the bolt from the blue, the flash of spiritual illumination, clean break, the fire of creation, breaking the mold and rising from the ashes of destruction. And that's what we're doing. We're rising from the ashes of destruction. And the Queen of Stones is here. The bear. And it's connected to the King Fisher, the King of Arrows. That's the King of Air. This is the Gemini energy. You know what, guys? It's also connected to the Six of Arrows, our transition, and this is the time we're in. Because soon we're going to be instructed on taking shot and taking aim with that arrow. Where I live, we were discussing how windy it has been. I don't remember a time that it has been so windy. And I can really feel the connection to the air energies really being amped up right now to help us with the sword part of, the sword's part of this. The sword's part of our transformation. Because we know we're working with all the elements. And air is helping us to clear things up right now. Along with the fire energy of Sagittarius. Now, something is being transformed. Let's see what it is. Got the transformation oracle. We've gotten so many messages to show that's what time we're in. There's a transformation at hand here. Let's get a shuffle and see what it is. Contemplation. The difficulty you face can be helped by quiet meditation. Knowledge of our innermost self comes from deep contemplation. Confirmation from the birds. Our calling in life, or the solution to a seemingly unsolvable problem, emerges through our inner stillness. Create or find a personal sanctuary. Yeah, okay. Well, you know, I'm not moving right now. I'm gonna finish this reading. You have at her in the tree. If you don't mind, just a tiny bit quieter so we can continue on, but have a lot of fun over there. Okay. Create or find a personal sanctuary in your home, workplace, or in nature where you can sit undisturbed. All right. Well, we're trying to be in nature. We're hanging out with the birds. That bird is not telling a story. Okay. And we were talking about sacred space. We need sacred space. This is really important right now, guys. And remember, meditation and prayer are our active dialogue with the divine. In meditation, we are listening, we're hearing to receive the information. Prayer is we're communicating. Okay. All right. Slow down, breathe, close your eyes and focus on a fixed point like a candle. Enter into the present moment without distracting yourself. Unwind your mind's whirling thought factory and simply be. If you are struggling with the big mysteries of life, try saying less and listen more. Become aware of what you normally don't perceive. Don't speak every little thought that pops onto your tongue. Silence brings protection of all that we hold dear, especially those tender parts of us that feel most criticized, judged, or vulnerable. If you are inspired with an embryonic idea, keep it to yourself and wait before brainstorming or sharing it with others. For now, contemplate a secret inner truth just between you and the universe. And this is really powerful. This is a really powerful manifestation tool, is to just be working with the universe. You know, not sharing everything and allowing other people to have their hands on what you're creating. And this is going to be connected to what the masculine and feminine are birthing. And you know what? We're going to be going within soon. We're going to be seeing what they're birthing. We're going to be having our healing special on the caduceus. We're going to talk about meditation. But right now, this is where we're at. All right, what are we letting go of? We're surrendering. We're letting go. That's the time we're in. Surrender to non-action. We're having a little lover's quarrel over here. All right, guys, just get along. Can't we all just get along? Now is the time to be still and not act. Simply breathe and focus on your own power. Let others come to you. And that's what we're doing. We're focusing on self. We're focusing on our own power. We're focusing on our work and letting others come to us. We're working with self and the divine, with the universe and Mother Nature. Surrender comparisons with other people. Keep your eyes trained on yourself. Focus on your own strengths, attractiveness, and power. Another message too, that we're focusing on self. And surrender to wonder and awe. Open to the magic of every moment and sense the awe and wonder in all of life. This attitude will keep you connected to the ecstasy of flow. And that's what we're doing. This is about flow. And remember, the sun is here. Now, guys, I'm going to be on my way so these guys can figure out what they need to figure out. Much love and healing vibes sent your way to create with today. I'll see you again soon. Take care.